What is going on, comic fans? Welcome to the Legion of Comics. We're here. It's time. It's finally arrived. The biggest event in DC Comics for years. They've been like the staple of comic events through all the ages, from Crisis on Infinite Earths till today. But it's been years since they've done a landmark event like this, where it's multiple months long, where it has a moderate amount of tie-ins, but it affects the mainstream continuity in massive ways. They've spent a lot of time restructuring, rebranding, and launching numerous initiatives where they haven't really broken down and just did a full-on universe-wide game-changing event, but that's exactly what happened today with DC KO. Let's go. Hey, don't forget to check the description of any and all my videos for some fantastic resources in this hobby, including Big Time Collectibles, JustinComicx Cleaning and Pressing, and ABX Comics and Games. That's my local comic shop. If you don't have one, if yours isn't up to par, check out ABX Comics and Games. Set up your pull list through them so you never miss out on any books. They even do long-distance subscriptions. We got numerous people right here in the YouTube comic community that use them as their long-distance comic shop. So we're talking DC KO. And of course, a little backstory before we dive in and go page by page, hit by hit, and find out what the jaw-dropping revelations of this first issue is going to be. This goes back for well over a year, but specifically the last year, a little bit over, has been building to this in major details. The crafting of this is mind-boggling. But if you remember, not just the current DC initiative under All In, but the Absolute Universe, it's a massive hit, all kicked off with the oversized one-shot called the All In Special. In that, Darkseid realized his ultimate potential was being kind of dethrottled due to the multiverse and set out to get that all-encompassing power, which he went through New Genesis and just ravaged everyone. He went to the moon and killed Eclipso. He went to the Spectre and ripped the Spirit of Vengeance from Jim Corrigan and tethered him to himself before going and launching an assault on the newly reformed Justice League Unlimited. Ultimately, they thought he died, even though he didn't. His essence, his Omega power went out into the universe. He became all like one encompassing of the multiverse or the universe at that point. And he created the Absolute Universe as a place of his own. Like everything in it, all the way down to an atomic level, is Darkseid on that universe. And that's really what leads to this. We had a couple of little minor teases along the way inside of Superman and Justice League, with Time Trapper warning them of the events to come, with the Legion of Darkseid attacking and kind of setting and priming the earth for the things to be. And now we're at the DC KO event, and it's even bigger than we thought. Let's go ahead and dive inside the pages. We'll go through the whole thing and give my thoughts along the way. All right, here we go. DC KO number 1. There's numerous covers to choose from. There is even a blind bag experience where you can pay $10, get a cover that's concealed, open it up, get one of numerous different options, all foil, and even some high-end ratios. I love acetate covers. I love a good gimmick, and an acetate cover is always one of my favorite gimmicks. And look at that page splash. It really just lets you know the depth of what you're about to get into when you see something like that. So inside here, it starts off with Superman, stretching, putting on some solar glass knuckles that he made in the Fortress of Solitude, getting prepared for the fight ahead. Very confident. Then he opens the doors and sees what's behind it, and he's not prepared. So then we get the big title page, massive creator list, including Scott Snyder, Javier Fernandez, Zermancio, Alejandro Sanchez, of numerous people, plus all the variant covers listed. Inside, it starts with a brief flashback to the Trinity plus Lois sitting around on their off time playing board games, and it kind of touched on an important thing, that Clark is having a difficult time because he doesn't like anyone else to lose. He likes everyone to win, and a board game just isn't necessarily his thing. And we'll return to that theme here later. The skies turn red. They say, what's going on? They look out, and we get our first look at Darkseid in his current form. This is the King Omega Darkseid, the Darkseid that the Legion of Darkseid was ushering in. Why you've had flame pits popping up on Earth, why you've had people getting this urge to do bad things. It was all Earth preparing and priming for his return. And not only is good Darkseid here, they touch on the fact that Darkseid is now omnipresent. Anyone, anywhere, when they look out their window, they see Darkseid, whether it's in Gotham, Themyscira, Oa, the Rock of Eternity. They're all getting hit, dropping like flies, and Superman comes in for the final hit and gets dusted. The whole Trinity gets taken out. But then it asks, is this the end of the story? Does that happen? And we go to the Watchtower, where they're talking to Time Trapper, Booster Gold, who's been recently rescued from the Legion of Darkseid. You also have World Forger there, And it's like the big cosmic entities here, and they're with Time Trapper and Grodd talking about the events to come and how we've already seen this play out over 1,000 times. There is no way to escape. Really, the only thing we could do is try to pull an audible, get World Forger to try to pull what this blue entity had done in the past and create a completely different universe. You'll be reset. You won't have your memories. You won't have anything, but you'll be alive. They referred to the New 52 when they talk about Dr. Manhattan, which I love that. They don't go for it. They demand that the World Forger do something else. And that's when they break down what's happening. How did Darkseid get to this point? Inside the Heart of Apocalypse is a literal Heart of Apocalypse. Placed there, it's a living entity much like a mother box, and it draws in Omega energy from the universe and channels it to Darkseid. That's how he's able to be as powerful as he is. He's conquered that Heart of Apocalypse long ago. And with it being a living entity, it only allows you to be the King Omega. It has to choose you as its avatar, basically. And they find out that one has been put inside the center of the earth. And if they go to the one in the center of the earth, they can then channel that energy, and potentially one of them can become as powerful as Darkseid to stop him. It's a Hail Mary. World Forger describes the events, and he describes how the Heart of Apocalypse is a living creature and how it will manifest and it will fight back. It will not just allow you to come there. And that's the breakdown of the tournament. So if you remember in the Justice League, the Snyder Cut, how Cyborg entered the mother box almost like a physical realm inside of it. It's kind of akin to that is the way I take it. As we go farther, maybe we'll get more breakdown. So they make some preparations. They get prepared. They realize if we're going to go down there, who's going to be left up on the world to protect it? We're going to have to do some safe measures. They send Mr. Terrific out to to go get eyes on all the villains and make sure they're locked down so that they can't follow them or make sure that they can't do anything out in the world. They got the Teen Titans that are going to go out and kind of watch the planet while they're all away. And then they take one final stroll around the park, around their places, one last look at Earth before they could potentially lose it all. And then they set out. You got Batman who goes into the Batcave and fires up the Juster Buster 2. Like, that's crazy. You got Wonder Woman who goes and fires up the God Killer armor, Awaken, insane. Cyborg upgrades with a father box. Superman goes and gets those brass knucks that were forged out of tiny suns. So they're amped up. They're ready to go. They're flying down. They get the Booster Gold, who has the Omega energy still kind of tracing through him from his time with the Legion of Darkseid, to blast a hole down and allow their entry into there. And that's when things get crazy. As soon as we get down there, just all hell is already breaking loose. These entities are manifested, not allowing them to come through. So all of our heroes, including Batman and the Justice Buster 2, they just are in a mad dash. They got to go. They have to get there, get past these things, and get to the next ring of the tournament, if you will. And right off the bat, Billy Batson's kind of playing goofy. And I don't know if he's not taking it seriously, but he's blah, 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 about to say Shazam, and he just gets crushed, like right off bat. Like, Billy Batson's gone. Superman starts swinging, taking hits. They're all just fighting. They're all running for it. You have Damage gets killed just from stepping on a trap door. Adam Strange gets blown up just from stepping on a trap door. You have Flash running. I mean, there's some great panel layouts and stuff. These Omega energy infused parademons pop out and come after them. They're all just fighting. They're going ham. You get a lot of cool little specific character moments all through there. But most noticeably is what happens next. They start making it through. Some of them start getting through the door, and they look back and realize Superman isn't through the door yet. He's clearly doing the whole thing he was doing with the board game. He wants everyone to win. Instead of fighting for his own and just getting there, the world's on the line. He's holding back and hanging back. And Batman calls him out. He's like, yo, man, you got to get moving. And then Batman, of all people, takes one to the chest. And this is great. It says the next panel happens in slow motion. Right after that, flag rolls out. Then he explodes. Batman gets killed right away in issue 1. The freaking Legion, the Squad, whoever, the villains have made it. Somehow they got through the defenses of Mr. Terrific, the Titans, and they followed them down here. We're going to have to find out why later. But Batman is like, he's legit dusted, dude. Like, he's out of there. He is gone. Superman just amps up, takes off, and just blasts through the door. And here's all the characters that made it through the door. You have heroes, villains, a handful of people, man. I think it's supposed to be 32 total, but some people you didn't expect. I know the Joker made it through. He wasn't on the original bracket for that. But then we get to the Heart of Apocalypse here, and we find out that it's actually the Heart of Apocalypse that's narrating the story saying, you all know how this will end. And it looks like as characters are dying, they're becoming like stone pieces in here. But most importantly, it says that there's 3 destroyers on the way. And no matter what our heroes think, it's not going to end how they think it'll end, or how we, the reader, think it'll end. Because these 3 destroyers are clearly the absolute Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. So those are getting added to the board. We've been waiting for a potential crossover. This is it. This is the first official large-scale crossover. And then it's revealed that not only is that all for naught, because Darkseid, though they're trying to stop him, is already amongst them from the very beginning. Booster Gold that they thought they rescued is actually Darkseid manifested as Booster Gold. So he's right there in their ranks. He's allowing them. He's wanting them. This is playing out exactly how he wants. You get the, I guess, the issue 2 cover there. It looks like you have a Bane version of Lobo. You have a couple of fallen heroes there and some that have made it through. I can't tell you how exciting it was to read this. We got this grid a long time ago as part of the promotional material. And a lot of us, myself included, did this out. I was talking about it on my live streams, making our predictions. But there's no way we could have prepared for that first issue already. They substituted Batman with just the Joker smile. Like he's off the board completely. I was curious how they were going to get to a finale where it's not just Batman versus Superman. I was expecting Batman to get like doo-wopped by his son, by Damian, but no, it was Joker that actually legit took him out. Absolutely crazy issue. There's a couple of tie-ins. It's not going too crazy, so make sure you check those out. We'll definitely be talking about them on the channel and everything. But this issue was bananas. Scott Snyder has done a masterful job crafting the Absolute World. I'm ecstatic that he's working on this. The biggest highlight was the pacing, the unpredictability of it. It reminds me of the Dark Knight's Metal and Dark Knight's Death Metal, which he did, and he did really well. If you're steeped in the continuity especially, it pays off even more, but this definitely felt like kind of more entry level, where Dark Knight's Death Metal was like you had to be steeped in the continuity, you had to be keeping up with stuff, or you're just lost. This really is like you can probably pick this up and just dive in and just buckle up and ride along. It was absolutely nuts. But knowing that the Darkseid twist, the Absolute character twist, taking Batman off the board in the beginning, I don't think this is going to go out any of us could possibly predict. That bracket that they gave us is no more than promotional material, and it means literally nothing at this point. I am beside myself excited. And if you want to see what kind of stuff comes in those blind bags, I did pick up a few of those. I gave one away on my live stream yesterday, but I did have 2 more that I opened up, and I'll post them throughout today. So check out my YouTube shorts. Leave me a message if you plan on picking this up, or if this looks like something you weren't planning on picking up, but now you'll give it a shot. There's tons of great variants to choose from. Even if you're a cover buyer, go check them out and give it a look. It might be something you might want to continue reading. I really hope y'all enjoy it. I know I did. I can't wait to talk about it with other people. I'll be doing it on Sunday night, so be sure to tune in. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that thumbs up. Join the channel membership. Until next time, we are Legion.